Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the anti-cheat system as there is going to be an update in the coming months. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is, of course, the official announcement. As we can see right here, transition of the anti-cheat program for the PC version. We plan to fully transition the PC version to Wellbia's anti-cheat program in an update at the end of August. As a result, after the end of August, players will no longer be able to play the game using the previously implemented NProtect game guard. Therefore, players who have enabled Start in Security Compatibility mode in the game launcher settings to play the game with NProtect Game Guard are advised to please uncheck the box and try launching the game with the Wellbia anti-cheat program applied. So what this basically means is if you are playing NGS or PSO2 on your PC, so that means you're playing through the Epic Games Store, through the Microsoft Store, through the Steam Store. In the current version of the game, you can actually choose which anti-cheat you want to use. You could either use NProtect Game Guard, which is the old anti-cheat, or you can use Wellbia, which is the new anti-cheat that came out several months ago. Now, if you don't mess around with any of the settings, by default, the game will launch through Wellbia. So if you have no idea what's going on about the security compatibility mode and all of this stuff, chances are pretty high that you are already using Wellbia and you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. However, for players who are specifically enabling Game Guard and disabling Wellbia, well, after the end of August, you will no longer be able to use the option to use Game Guard as they are phasing it out and everything is going to be through Wellbia only. Now, if you play on console, you do not need to worry about any of this. So if you're a PlayStation player or an Xbox player, it's perfectly fine. This doesn't apply to you as they have their own different anti-cheat. So all of these changes only apply to PC users, so just keep that in mind. Now down here, they have a bunch of instructions as well as things that may cause issues with Wellbia, including VPNs as well as some other stuff right here. But none of this seems too crazy. This is kind of like the run of the mill. If it doesn't work, try turning it off and turning it on again. It sounds very, it's very simplistic, all right? But basically, the point of this post over here is to let PC players know that, hey, at the end of August, we are transitioning to 100% Wellbia, and we will no longer be using NProtect Game Guard. So, basically, you should test if your PC works fine with Wellbia or not. And if it doesn't, well, then you're going to need to sort out your issues and find out why it doesn't work and try to troubleshoot it yourself, is basically the TLDR over here. But now we need to address the elephant in the room, and that is, does the new anti-cheat actually affect performance for the average player? For the majority of players, it doesn't really affect performance. From the couple months that we've had Wellbia already implemented in the game, it seems to work fine. It doesn't seem to use more resources than NProtect. It actually uses less resources. And so it hasn't really affected a lot of people's PCs. I run this game on my gaming desktop as well as my laptop. As some of you guys may know, I just posted on my timeline thingy on YouTube. I am moving to Malaysia. That actually happens next week. So I actually have a laptop where I will be doing all of my YouTube stuff on while I'm going to be in Malaysia, because while carrying a desktop onto a plane doesn't seem like a very good idea. So, I just have a laptop and I've been playing on that. It uses a 4060 and it seems to run fine. It's not super crazy powerful. I can still play everything on high, and then I just lower a couple settings, mainly particle effects. Particle effects really kill your computer. If you have that on 3, you kind of want to lower that to 1, and that definitely helped me boost a lot in FPS. But other than that, I think the anti-cheat works fine. It's better than NProtect in my personal opinion. I know there are people who are worried about how Wellbia is like stealing your information and leaking it to governments or whatever. I don't really think that's an issue. I don't think that's actually happening. But again, I don't have any way to prove it, and I'm not like an expert in these anti-cheat systems anyway. But from a performance standpoint, from my gameplay, it seems to run perfectly fine. I get a solid 60 FPS. Yes, I can bump it up to 120 FPS if I lower the resolution to like 1080p, but I like to play the game at 2K or 1440p, and so 60 FPS it is. But of course, we also need to acknowledge the second half of, is this anti-cheat actually working? From what I understand is the anti-cheat is working better than NProtect as there are less quote-unquote cheaters. From my understanding, back in the NProtect game guard days, there were people who could like speed hack, get like one-shot KO hacks, and they would make like private rooms in PSE bursts, and they would basically be able to teleport all the mobs into them and like one-shot them, and they would make like billions of meseta per hour or something. It was something ridiculous like that. And ever since they implemented Wellbia, I haven't seen those type of hacks or cheats or people abusing crazy things like that being going on. I think Wellbia kind of solved that issue. However, I still do see the occasional cheater for Arc's records, which is kind of weird. Like, I don't really understand why cheaters would want to cheat in Arc's records, because, you know, your score and everything is posted in public. So when you're first place and everyone knows you're cheating, you're going to get banned, right? So I don't really understand why people cheat for Arc's records. But nevertheless, even with Wellbia, there have been some reports, especially on like ship 1, that there have been people who are still cheating for the Arc's records. There are a couple cheaters on the JP servers as well, so this isn't exclusive to the global side, but there still is the possibility of cheating, but it's a lot better than before. And as well as the RMT stuff, the real money trading, remember that can get you banned. So please don't do any real money trading at all. Don't buy meseta basically with real money, okay? But ever since the implementation of Wellbia, there have been a lot less of those gold spammers in town and stuff like that, which is definitely much nicer. But all of this is just from my experience. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this?
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.